好，我们首先敬礼传承祖师，敬礼了明和尚，敬礼
First, let us pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Maung Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Tsongkhung, homage to His Holiness 16 Karmapa, and homage to Master Thubten Dorje. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Dorje Pamo, Vajravarahi. Homage to Chakra Sambhara. Homage to Golden Mother. Homage to Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Sumu Tutan Siddhi Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples, and all disciples present here and over the internet. And our participating VIPs today are from Academia Sinica, Professor Zhu Ziyi and Mrs. Zhu. The former Chief Secretary of Taiwan Government, Mr. Zheng Peifu and Mrs. Zheng. And True Buddha Foundation's accountant, Dharma Sister Teresa and her husband. Law advisors to True Buddha Foundation, Mr. Lu Wenxiang. Members of True Buddha School Scholars Group and Medical Group. The General Manager to Jingyi Enterprise, Ms. Zhang Yizhen. The wood sculptor, Mr. Jian Zhengxin.
My university same classmate Zhu Jinshui 先生及夫人陈哲霞女士。
Mr. Zhu Jinshui and Mrs. Zhu.
My sister 卢胜梅女士。
Miss Lu Sheng Mei.
My sister 卢国英女士 and her husband.
Miss Lu Guoyin and her husband.
感谢肖志介何家。
And thank you to Xiao Sijie and his family for the donation of 200,000 NT dollars. Dharma brother Po Ting Guang for his donation of 100,000 NT dollars.
感谢连托合家打斋10万元。
And Lien Tuo and family for the donation 100,000 NT dollars.
感谢香港曾昭敬合家。
And to Zheng Zhaojing and family from Hong Kong for the donation 100,000 NT dollars. We have an announcement. The ceremony organized by the Tai Society of Kaohsiung on April 28th, Sunday, that I will be there personally to preside over the Tara who saves us from natural disasters ceremony. It will be held at the Kaohsiung International Convention Center, and we hope that you would come and support us. And the Lamdre Lei Tsang temple has completed 3 floors of the temple, and now we are building the top part of the temple. And we are also accepting donation for the statues at the temple. And we welcome all of your donations. And for details, you can contact the Lamdre Buddhist Society.
大家午安，大家好，大家午安，大家好，你好，大家好。
Good afternoon, everyone.
唔該晒。Selamat siang, selamat pagi. Sawadika, Kamsahamnida. Cảm ơn. Konnichiwa. Good afternoon. Tối chị, sáu chị. Hola, amigo, que quiero mucho. Merci beaucoup. I still going. Hola, amigo, que quiero mucho. 一番気持ちいい。大家午安，大家好。
Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do?
今天我们做这个Doje Pam。
So today we perform Doje Pam Homa.
据我所知
And according to what I know,
这个Doje Pam 是跟圣乐金刚在一起。
Doje Pam is together with Chakrasamvara. So Chakrasamvara also descended.
那么Doje Pam 呢，这个跟观世音菩萨。
And Doje Pam is also together with Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Therefore, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva also descended.
另外，每一次护摩的时候
And every time during Homa, Golden Mother also came to bless it.
所以今天的这个护摩法会。
So today's Homa ceremony was extremely supreme.
我想等一下灌顶的时候这个圣乐金刚
And in a moment when we have the empowerment, Chakrasamvara, Doje Pam, Golden Mother, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, all will bless everybody.
还有这个瑶池金母她也一样都会每一次
And Golden Mother
加持大家。
every time will come and bless all of us. That's what I knew from what I saw earlier. Of course, like Doje Pam,
空行母的这个主尊也就是走火定。
She's Dakini deity. So she's one of the deity for inner fire or Tummo practice. So around her there are many other Dakinis, and together they are descending. And Dakini of the highest level is Prajnaparamita Buddha Mother. And most of the Dakinis descended from Prajnaparamita Buddha Mother. And they emanated to become Vajravarahi. Vajravarahi transformed to become Singamukha. And Singamukha was also Guru Padmasambhava's yidam and protector. Yidam as well as protector. So that's Singamukha of Guru Padmasambhava. So there are many Dakinis that came together. So the night sky this evening would be very bright and radiant. As we know, the Vajravarahi practice, the visualization for Dolce Patmu, from what we saw, so Dakinis who are holding a kartika, curved knife on her right hand, and her left hand is holding a kapala, and her right hand, left hand, her left arm is clutching on a kacangka. This is kacangka. Right arm. Actually, his left arm is holding on the kacangka. So you should visualize this hand is holding a kartika, and this hand is holding a kapala filled with sweet nectar, and then her arm is clutching on the kacangka. And her vows were truly great. The vows of Vajravarahi is really great. And her functions, as I mentioned in the merit dedication, when the inner fire rises, it will purify all the afflictions or disturbing emotions of human beings. So today we perform Homa. So we use the Homa fire to burn away the afflicted hearts. And for the internal Homa is inner fire. By the rising of inner fire, you burn away all the afflictions inside the body. That's one of her merits. Second, Dolce Patmu can purify the three treasures inside our body, which are prana or chi, channels, nadi, and bindu or light drops, so that they can be purified. And the third merit, once you eliminate your afflictions and your chi, channels, and light drops are purified, then she can also subdue the four maras or four demons. So the function and the power of Vajravarahi is that they can subdue the four maras. and all the demonic calamities of all directions can be completely purged. So you would gain this power by practicing Dojapamo. And what is special about her is that she has the head of a sow or pig at the side. So this pig's sow or sow's head, and another name for sow or pig is in Chinese is hai or sow head. Say sow head, Buddha Mother. So another way of saying it in Chinese. But her appearance also as a 16-year-old girl, I saw the most beautiful Vajravarahi, and she's truly gorgeous. And so it was painted by Elizabeth from Indonesia, and I placed it at the Tantric Order in Seattle, America. That was a painting of Chakrasamvara and Vajravarahi. And it was painted by Elizabeth from Indonesia. So the Vajravarahi that she painted was completely magnificent, and she was completely red, and Chakrasamvara was completely blue, very vivid. And the spirits in her eyes, the eyelashes, her nose and lips, and her whole body, that's very beautiful and healthy. So that was the most beautiful painting of Vajravarahi that I've ever seen. And she's also wrathful, and yet also smiling. So a slight smile amidst wrathfulness, and this is very rare. However, I know among True Buddha's gold disciples, there's a female disciple, and maybe not just one, but several of them. Her face can show the look of Vajravarahi. Seem very angry, that there's this between the brows, and the two eyes are very fierce, very wrathful, but yet with a slight smile. This is very rare, that you can have a slight smile amidst wrathfulness, and that's the most scary, the scariest. That's a very scary look. And her left leg is standing on a lotus blossom, and the right leg is hanging in the air. And on the Kachanka there are 3 skulls, 3 human skulls. that represent greed, anger, and delusion. So she's already subdued greed, anger, and delusion. So this is like an authoritative staff. So this is a staff with authority. So Guru Padmasambhava is holding Kachanka, and Vajravarahi also, and also the Black Dakini, Singamukha, all are holding Kachanka, which represent authority, the staff of authority. And her mudra is the same as Golden Mother. This is her forming Golden Mother's mudra, the same as Golden Mother in the mantra. Om Doje Pam Hom Pi Soha. And I also chanted Om Beja Doje Pam Hom Pi Soha. So Beja means prajna, which is wisdom. There is no need to add prajna. You can just chant her name, Om Doje Pamo Hom Pi Soha, and that's fine too. And we could add the one with wisdom, the Doje Pamo with wisdom. So Om Beja Doje Pamo Hom Pi Soha. And the Doje Patmo Dhamma practices include treasure vase energy yoga, the inner fire or tumo meditation, or the warmth, the spiritual warmth practice. That's the same as the tumo practice, or the Vajravarahi martial arts exercises. So the empowerments will include treasure vase energy yoga, inner fire, and internal or spiritual warmth practice, and then Vajravarahi martial arts, and Homa practice. Anyone knows how to perform Vajravarahi martial arts? Any Dharma masters who have learned it before? Huijin, did you ever learn it? If Huijin performs the Vajravarahi martial arts, they will be really good. After she's turning back and forth, she would be rolling back and forth. So for the Vajra martial arts or Vajra exercises, and this is for the woman, but there are also men who practice Doje Patmo, like Milarepa. In his inner fire practice, he also invoked Doje Patmo. So that would be the Vajra exercises for men too. Did you learn the Vajra fist exercises or Vajra martial arts that I performed before? The one that I often demonstrated? Anyone knows? I have taught you the Vajra exercises for the 5 chakras, and now for the inner fire. There are also a set of exercises for the inner fire. And the 6th syllable is Pang. So Doje Patmo appears from the 6th syllable Pang. And remember, the 6th syllable is like a circle and then like a square. but one of the side of the square is long. Like a rectangular, but draw one of the side longer, then there would be bang in Tibetan.
那么有这个像，有金刚亥母的像，有它的手印。
So with the appearance, mudra and mantra, there would be a method or a sadhana for a dharma practice, a deity practice. So that is Vajravarahi deity yoga. And there is the verse. When you invoke her, there is a special verse. My inner nature invoke Vajravarahi to be my Vajra Guru. Nourish my lotus palace and help me to attain Buddhahood quickly. May I have longevity and save sentient beings. Wholeheartedly, I invoke Vajravarahi to be my Vajra Guru, nourish my lotus palace to help me attain meditative stability quickly, and may I have longevity and save sentient beings. So the three deities, Singamukha, Padmasambhava, and Vajravarahi, has a tremendous power. And in a moment when we have the Vajravarahi empowerment, there would be blessings from Vajravarahi, Golden Mother, Chakrasambhara, and Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Anything else?
没有。这个观世音菩萨呢？
So Kuan Yin Bodhisattva.
这几天呢？
These few days.
这个我母亲常常来找我。
My mother.
那我母亲呢？
Visit me frequently. And my mother transformed herself to become Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. And I will write them in my book. And she came to tell me one thing. Maybe you find it very interesting. Recently, I have many Buddhas and Bodhisattvas came to teach me the very deep and profound teachings, and my mother transformed to become Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Like the one that appeared today was a transformation of my mother. And I said, why she keep coming to me recently? The Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva that transformed from my mother. And I thought, oh, right. It's the tomb sweeping festival or ancestors festival. No wonder she comes visit me frequently. And she's not just come to have fun, but she's teaching me a concept about interpersonal relationship. At first, she told me, the face of a human being, eyebrows, eyes, nose, mouth, ears, that would make up a face. It is made up of a few things. Eyebrows, eyes, nose, mouth, ears. However, the composition would look different for everybody. Every human being has different face. No two faces are the same. And the face is made up only of these few things, and yet each face is different. So my mother told me this, that every human being is a body, is an individual. And no two faces are the same, and including their mindset and their actions and behavior. Everyone is different. They're all different individuals. And she called me by my child name, Katsu. Katsu is Japanese for Seng, and Yen is Hiko in Japanese. So Katsuhiko in Japanese is Seng Yen in Chinese. And she called me Katsu. Your vow is never to forsake any single sentient being, and this is the same vow as Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva also never forsake any single being. And then she asked me, because every individual is different, it is extremely difficult to salvage all sentient beings. And then I asked her, then how should I perform the salvation? And she said, if someone is very firm on his or her own opinions or themselves, and I said, according to the 6 parameters of Bodhisattvahood, that we should practice patience and tolerance. If someone is completely attached or argue with you, or really angry at you, or lost their temper, or hit you or beat you, what should you do in return? And I said, just practicing endurance, patience. And my mom told me, it's not enough. Patience and tolerance is not enough. And she asked me that if someone reprimands you or scolds you, what should you do? If someone reprimands me, I know the answer, and now I'm telling you. It's like a spring breeze, like being bathed in the spring breeze. So other people's anger is treated. If someone is already really angry at you, what should you do? I have an answer to that. It's like listening to the music, to the orchestra. Like when I was doing the book signing, the choir group was singing several songs. So if someone was enraged or really angry at you, just treat them as listening to the orchestra, as if they are songs. And also Ruo Wen was singing a few songs. Was it Ruo Wen, Amanda, or Huang Jing? Where are you? Did you sing it? Did you sing the songs? Or somebody else? Or who sang it? Huang Jing. And Amanda played on the piano, and Huang Jing sang a song. And also the choir group Voices from Heaven also sang beautiful songs. So if someone scolded us or really angry at us, that on the surface you should think that you're listening to the orchestra. You need to learn to have such ability. So when someone cursed on you, that you should feel as if you're being bathed by the spring breeze, like several people were scolding you over and over all the time, then you should just treat them as playing the orchestra. So this ability is quite hard, quite difficult. So Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva asked me, so what if someone hit you? I know this. If someone hit me, I know because my guru, Jesus, told me, has said that if someone slaps your left cheek, you give them the right cheek. That's right, but can you actually do it? If someone scolds you and beats you, when someone scolds you, you treat them as an orchestra. And when someone beats you, then you can stand it and then give them the right cheek. Can you do it? No, I can't. Then how can you save each and single sentient being? Then what should I do? My mom said, the formula is this. You should think about the benefit of this person to you. All the good things that he or she has done in the past, or the strength of that person. You need to think about the positive part of that person. And then they scold you and beat you through their positive sides, then you need to endure. So when my mother told me this key point, I kind of understand, but I also not really understand. Do you understand? So when someone scolds you and beats you, then you should think about the benefit or the positive part of this person to the school, to the Triveda school, or to the world, or to humanity. So all you should think about is the positive or the good part of that person. Then you would be able to endure being mistreated or treated negatively by them. So that was a way that my mother, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, taught me. And this past few days, she kept coming to teach me, because every individual has different character and personality. It's extremely difficult to overcome them. very difficult to save sentient beings. It's very difficult to change them, to change their behaviors and to change their mindsets. But in order to salvage them, not only that you have to endure them, and you need to tolerate their insults and offenses, to be scolded and beaten, and then you still want to think about their positive parts and the good sides, and then that in the future you can still be together with them. And then only this way then you can be reborn in the Pure Land in the future together. This is what my mother especially told me about this very unique and rare concept. The fact that she could explain such a concept that's extremely rare and extraordinary, because everybody's character, personality, background, education, their home education, and their relations to other people are all different from each other. Just like our faces, every face is different. So that's why our thoughts and actions are also different. But then you need to find their strengths and positive parts in order to endure their reprimands and criticism and even their beatings. So that's what my mother told me. So I'm telling you today. So this is also excellent. So today let me talk about the main goal, and this is very profound. The main goal in Lamdre is expansive emptiness and bliss. It is the half ground of the 13th ground, and all rebirths and nirvana unconfirmed within the emptiness and bliss, without being obtained or relinquished, and without being stopped nor confirmed. When you reach the 10th ground, it is called awaiting realization, and the 11th ground, that would be the marvelous realization, and that's already Buddhahood. And then the 13th and a half ground, why don't they just say 13th ground, 14th ground, 15th ground, 16th ground? Why here there is like a 13 and a half ground? This is very mind-boggling. But in some, when you reach the 13th ground of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, the one with the highest ground is Vairocana Buddha at the 13th ground. So by practicing the chi channels and light drops, you can reach the 13 and a half ground, so half ground higher than Vairocana Buddha. So all reincarnations and nirvana is amidst the emptiness and bliss, and nothing to be obtained, and nothing to be relinquished. You don't let go of anything, you don't get anything, and you don't lose anything. Getting and relinquishing are the same, and you don't stop all the bliss, but you also don't stop all the emptiness. So this is the middle way. So you don't let go the development stages nor the perfection stage. So you don't stop anything. And you don't need to prove anything. You already attained Buddhahood. What else do you need to confirm? Nothing. That reincarnation is nothing. And nirvana is nothing. It's no big deal. And you don't abide in reincarnation, you don't abide in nirvana, and also not on the 13.5 ground. At that place, there's only bliss and emptiness. And bliss is emptiness, and emptiness is bliss. So this is the main goal. We often say that the Buddha and the Mara are one. So that's the statement of enlightenment, that the Buddha and the Mara are the same. Or when we say that rebirths and nirvana are one, that rebirths and nirvana are the same. And those are the statements of enlightenment. In development stages, that the cause and the effect are the same. So the development stages is the cause, and the perfection stages is the effect or the fruit. So the cause and the fruit are the same. Cause is fruit, the fruit is cause. And when they are one, then there's only one. They are no dualistic. They are not dualistic. So that's why it is absolute. When it is absolute, then it is called enlightenment. So this is extremely profound, very difficult to understand. So today I will only talk about the main goal, and next I will talk about the moment of death. So the moment of death is also very important. Dad asked Xiaoming, how is your test score this time? Xiaoming replied, very easy. And Dad replied, oh, of course you must have got a good score. And Xiaoming replied, no, as bad as before. And Dad said, didn't you say it's easy? And Xiaoming replied, oh, in Chinese, saying very simple is like 10. 10 is simple. But actually, and then he said 10% is simple, but 90% is difficult. I have this experience. When I was in a freshman of junior high, I stayed in class twice. When I was in a junior high, I was second in class. And there are 6 semesters and 3 years in senior high school, and I was always first in class. So actually the one last in class, the last in class and first in class are actually the same. Wow. So although I was last in class, with the change of mindset, because I stayed in class and together with all other people who stayed in class, I became the smartest and I became first in class. With confidence, I was first in class for 6 semesters in senior high school.
是这样的。所以我告诉大家，拿最后一名。
So let me tell you, it's okay even when you're last in class, because later on you can be the first in class.
这些是警示的语啊，警示的语。
So this is a warning word. We have a desk lamp in our house, and the desk lamp said you need to shine on other people. That's good, that's salvation. And then the wall said that the wall is to repent. Oh. And the bed that you dare to dream. And the windows, you should be far-sighted. Like what my mother told me is to open your sight, so to be far-sighted. Even when you're being ridiculed and mistreated, it's okay. And the floor said you need to be grounded. Oh, and the stairs said that you should take one step at a time. So now I go step by step, but before I always step 3 steps at a time. That's when I was young, but now it's 1 step at a time, and I have to be careful not to fall. And the most meaningful one is from the toilet. You need to know to let go. So when you crouch on the toilet and you don't let go, then that becomes constipation. And still you cannot let it out. So we have to ask advice from the politicians. The politicians don't know how to let go. They're all constipated. When it's time to let go, you should let go. This is important. When you hit the walls, there's no need to force it. Then when it's time to let go, you should just let it go. One time, an elderly went to the clinic and to get the medical report. And when he got home, everybody asked him, "How is it?" And he was very calm and said, "I don't know, but the doctor said, that I wear my short too high." This is play of words of Chinese. And the family members couldn't get it. That's not right. Something's wrong. It turned out is that the cholesterol is too high. It's just a different sound of the Chinese words. We often say this. Many people got strokes recently, the young one. Or How Pu-chun, who's 101, also got strokes. So people in the 30s, 40s, in the hundreds. So we should pay attention to our own health. When I see other people having strokes, I wonder if I'm also And I should measure my blood pressure and watch my cholesterol. This grandpa has a philosophy of this word that is a slip. It's like an accident to get married, and it's a realization when you get divorced. And if you remarry again, then you're always deluded. If you have no lovers, then you're trash. You're a loser. But if you have too many losers, then you're trash.
40岁的时候要看经历，50岁的时候要看资历，60岁的时候看病历，70岁的时候要看日历。我们平均年龄是75，啊。
The average lifespan is 75.
是75岁，75岁，这70几岁就要看日历。
So in the 70s, then you just look at the calendars, but in the 80s you should see the lunar calendar. I don't know why. In your 90s, you've forgotten all.
清明节，找找看有没有蛇历。再来到90岁、100岁就要看蛇历，蛇历就是我们修行能够得到好的结果的蛇历。
Then you want to see your sarivas. That's the result of a good spiritual practice.
师尊已经过了这个儿童节，
The Master has finished celebrating Children's Day, and then Valentine's Day,
儿童节有青年节，
or Youth
再来是什么
Day?
没什么节了。
Children's Day, Youth Day, what else?
将来只过清明节。
And next I will be celebrating Ancestors' Day, or the festival to think of the deceased family.
讲最后一个笑话吧。
Let me share the last joke.
这几天听老李讲。
These few days, I heard Lee said that his wife withdrew money from the bank and bought a dog.
这个钱币让狗去闻。
And she had nothing else to do except bringing a pencil to the dog to sniff. And Lee asked, "Why are you doing?" To coin, to ask the dog to sniff on the coin. Are you asking the dog to pick up some coins on the road? And the wife said, "Oh, you'll know in a few days." And Lee found out that all his private monies in his savings under the bed are all gone. And the wife said, "I cannot tell you, otherwise you'll cry. So please pay attention if your wife is having a dog."
好了，现在已经是6点25分。
Now it's 6:25 already.
谢谢大家。
Thank you.